What must you do when you see this traffic sign? A. You must pass on the right of the traffic island. B. You are obliged to turn right. C. You may not turn left in front of this sign. The correct answer is A. When we are driving straight ahead and we see this sign, it tells us we must pass on the right of the traffic island. However, if you wish to turn left or right before this traffic sign, you are still allowed to do so. But when you are going straight ahead, you have to pass on the right of this traffic sign. You are approaching a bus stop marked like this. What do you do if you see children there? A. A reduction in speed is only necessary when a school bus is stopping there. B. Speed must not be reduced when a bus stops at a stopping bay. C. Reduce your speed and be ready to brake. The correct answer is C. Reduce your speed and be ready to brake. This first sign tells us that this is a marked bus station. However, we have additional sign. Take a look. The additional sign tells us that school bus also stops here between 7 to 9 in the morning and 11 to 1 in the afternoon. If you are passing this bus stop at this time, be careful not to hit the children. Reduce your speed and be ready to brake. What do you do when you see this traffic sign? A. You may not turn right. B. You must indicate right. C. You may only proceed to the right. B and C are the correct answers. When you see this traffic sign, you are not allowed to turn left or go straight ahead. You must make a right turn. And also, you must indicate right before you make the right turn. Don't forget to do shoulder blink or look over your shoulder for the blind spot before you make your right turn. In which direction may you proceed? A. Straight ahead. B. To the right. C. To the left. The correct answers are A and B. Take a look. The arrow tells us we can go straight ahead, and also we can go to the right, but we are not allowed to turn left. Therefore, when you see this traffic sign, especially in exam, the examiner may ask you to turn left. Tell him no, you are only allowed to go straight ahead or to turn right. Left turn is not allowed when you see this traffic sign. What vehicles may enter a zone with this sign? A. Vehicles driven by the residents. B. Bicycles. C. Small electric vehicles. All the answers are correct. We have a sign with a bicycle zone written on it, and also another additional sign. The additional sign tells us that all the residents are allowed to enter this zone with their car on one condition: they may not exceed 30 kilometers per hour. Also, they are allowed to drive side by side with bicycles. Additionally, all bicycles and small electric vehicles like scooter are allowed to enter into this zone. However, if you are not a resident, if you are a visitor, or if you just want to pass through this street, you are not allowed. But if you are a resident, you are allowed to enter this street with your car or with your bicycles or scooters. Within a built-up area, what should you note when driving on a road where this traffic sign combination is displayed? A. Cyclists have to use the footpaths to the left and right of the roadway. B. Cyclists may move in my direction. C. When overtaking cyclists, I have to maintain a minimum passing distance of 1.5 meters. The correct answers are B and C. Cyclists may move in my direction, and when overtaking cyclists, I have to maintain a minimum passing distance of 1.5 meters. Okay, let's take a look together. The first sign tells us that this is a one-way street. The additional sign tells us that bicycles or cyclists may also use this street, and they may move in my direction or in the other direction. However, cyclists are not allowed to use the footpaths. They must use the road the same way you, the car owner, is using the road. As a driver, you are not allowed to overtake cyclists if you cannot maintain 1.5 meters. If you are not able to maintain this distance, you are not allowed to overtake a cyclist in a built-up area, also in a one-way street. You are driving on a one-way street with signposting. What is correct? A. I may also park on the left-hand side of the road. B. I have to get as far to the left as possible in order to turn left. C. I may park against the direction of traffic. A and B are correct. In a one-way street, you are not allowed to park against the direction of traffic. You must park to the direction of traffic on the both sides of the road. If you want to turn left, you must drive as far to the left as possible. Remember, this is not possible if it's not a one-way street. But in one-way street, when you want to turn left, you must, as a matter of law, drive as far to the left as possible. Also, you are allowed to park on the either side of the street in the direction of the traffic. In which direction are you allowed to continue? A. Straight ahead. B. To the left. C. To the right. B and C are the correct answers. According to this arrow, we must either turn left or turn right. We are not allowed to continue going straight ahead when we see this traffic sign. Who is allowed to drive a motor vehicle on this road? A. Persons delivering goods. B. Shoppers. C. Visitors. A is the correct answer. This is a pedestrian zone with additional sign that tells us that delivery vehicles can also enter this road. However, they must drive under 30 km per hour, and They must reduce speed or brake completely if a pedestrian is crossing the road. If you are not a delivery vehicle like DHL, UPS, or Amazon, you are not allowed to enter this street with your vehicle. What is true in this situation? A. I may use the restricted zone if there is a traffic jam. B. I may not drive on the restricted zone. C. I may use the restricted zone to make a turn. B is the correct answer. On no condition are you allowed to drive on this zone. Whenever you see this type of markings on the road, avoid it. You are not allowed to drive on it on any condition. This is the end of this video. Please like, comment, and share. Also, click on your notification so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thank you, and keep on coming back for more.